Hey there, Purple Rain 81 here. This is going to be a revisit video on the SOG Jungle Primitive knife review that I did a while back. Since I did that video, I was able to take this out and really kind of put it through its paces, and I felt that it was necessary to kind of come back and revisit it after I had a chance to really kind of see what it was capable of. And I will have to say that it's held up remarkably well. I really didn't have a whole lot of doubt as to whether or not anything made by SOG was going to be able to handle anything that I threw at it. I was pretty confident that it would be able to do that with ease. But with anything, I don't like to try. I try not to be at least biased towards a certain company or product, not until I've had a chance to legitimately test it. I did take it out and I really kind of went full bore on it. I did some things to it that I don't typically do to any of my knives because of fear of damaging them. But with the lifetime warranty on it, I figured, even if something did happen, I probably would be able to get it either replaced or just be able to, repair the blade, edge or, what have you, without too much of a problem. I did do a lot of chopping tests with this. I even went through some very dense hardwoods and was basically using this thing like a hatchet. It blew through 2x4s and anything that you can think of without too much of a problem. And remarkably, since this is only 420 steel, I thought maybe that the edge retention on it wouldn't be that great. But it didn't really damage or blunt the edge hardly at all. Um, so I will have to say that I am very impressed with how well it was able to hold its edge, even after doing some torture tests on it. I did a few other things with penetration, seemed to do pretty well in that field. Um, uh, I try to use the back part here, the pommel, on a few things, and because this is full tang, it was able to do that job pretty well as also. This isn't a real big space back here to strike something with, but it will work. And you don't have to worry about it snapping anything off because it's full tang. Um, and overall, I was pretty impressed with it. I would highly recommend picking this up if you need some sort of like a larger, almost machete type size knife, but don't want to go full out on a full size machete. This is kind of a good middle ground. It's large enough to where it can handle a lot of the jobs that you throw at it, but it's not so big that you're going to have this huge machete hanging off your hip. It's still relatively small. One other thing I did is I changed out that crappy polymer with some 550 cord, and I made a thigh strap for it, just out of a paracord on a cobra weave, and then added a belt clip, or I'm sorry, a plastic buckle to it, make it a little easier to get on and off the thigh. Plus, it's a good way to carry some paracord if you need it. In here, I did put a whetstone and a fire starter. It fits in there nicely. It doesn't really, it's not too difficult to get in or out. I'll go ahead and take this out of here and show you. There was some slight wear on the blade. As you can see, some of the things that I was hacking through had white paint on it, so that's where you can see this. I haven't scrubbed that off there yet. It did get a little bit of wear marks on the blade, but this isn't a super hard coating on this, so I anticipated some of that showing some wear marks, but you can see I haven't had this more than a couple weeks, just based on the wear marks, how much I put it through and how much I beat on this thing trying to see what it was capable of. But like I said, remarkably, I haven't even taken a stone to this edge. It's still very sharp across the whole thing. I did test out this heavy sawtooth on the back. That would blast through wood pretty quickly. I was kind of surprised at how well that was able to perform. I thought maybe because of the teeth being so aggressive that it would more catch on something rather than sawing through it, but it didn't have a problem doing that at all. The serrated parts on this part of the blade also performed pretty well. I went through a couple different thicknesses of rope. Did that pretty well also. Excellent. Surprisingly, because this knife is so well balanced, I was able to throw this pretty accurately. It did pretty good as a thrower, which is kind of big for a throwing knife, but did pretty well. I was pretty pleased with it. Again, my overall opinion, after I've had a chance to really kind of beat on this thing, it's an excellent knife, especially for the price. You can get them on Amazon for 40 bucks, and with a lifetime warranty, you really just can't beat that. There you have it. There's an updated review. Again, I would recommend this knife. If anybody has any questions for me about this, feel free to leave it. I'd be happy to answer it for you. And as always, thanks for watching. Prepper Marine 81 out.